Hey and welcome, I'm Hammeh, and this is a Overwatch Halloween Terror Voicelines and Interactions special. Now, Overwatch's Halloween Terror event's just out. As well as bringing awesome skins, it's also brought JUNKENSTEIN'S Revenge, a fun horde mode Brawl with a whole bunch of new hero voicelines and interactions. Possibly following on from the events of the JUNKENSTEIN comic, link in description if you haven't read it yet. You're defending the Lord's castle as part of a party of 4 from JUNKENSTEIN, his Zomnics, and his evil allies. Let me hand you over to Reinhardt to introduce things nicely.
Our tale is about to begin. Listen to my tale. I swear that it's true of a mad doctor, his monster, and his thirst for revenge. Dr. JUNKENSTEIN had been slighted by the Lord of Adlersbrunn. Humiliated, he vowed to destroy the castle and kill all who had mocked him. Dr. JUNKENSTEIN laughed as his minions arose, for tonight was the night of JUNKENSTEIN'S revenge.
So, our 4 heroes defending the castle are the Alchemist, the Soldier, the Gunslinger, and the Archer, all of whom have their own intro lines like these ones.
The tale begins in Adlersbrunn, where the Lord of the castle has called for heroes to come to his aid and defend him against the mad Dr. JUNKENSTEIN. A wandering gunslinger seeking adventure.
All seems strangely familiar. As the battle rages, all the characters then have a bunch of interactions with each other. There's loads. Blizz have really put a load of effort into these. So many in fact, I've gone through 8,000 files and I know I've missed or confused a few. So if you spot any missing or slightly mixed up, do let me know in the comments below. First up, here's some for Anna, the alchemist of our tale.
We must stop these abominations created in the name of science. Why fight for this, Lord? You have never cared much for the nobility.
It is true, but today we share a common foe, the Reaper.
I once met a man who could summon a dragon as you do.
Impossible. Only my clan possesses the skill. My brother could, but he is dead.
What reason brings you to travel so far from home?
I was banished from my home for taking my brother's life. I can never return.
Do you think that was the last of them?
Something tells me the worst is yet to come.
You do not trust my alchemy, do you?
All due respect, witchcraft and magic potions are no match for a good 6-shooter.
Next up, Hanzo, the Archer's interactions.
My people would call you a Ronin, a masterless samurai.
Ronin? I like the sound of that.
Getting tired, gunslinger?
Not a chance.
What difference is there between the witch's magic and your alchemy?
Alchemy is a science. Her magic is something darker.
You say you do science. The good Dr. JUNKENSTEIN would profess the same.
Science is a tool and a method. The hand that wields it decides its course.
I sense that you and the soldier have history together.
This is not our first battle together, and not the last, unless he does something foolish.
Do you think the doors will hold?
The doors are not what I'm concerned about.
What sort of monster do you think the Reaper is?
The worst kind there is. A wicked man.
Next it's time for the Gunslinger. Unsurprisingly, that's McCree.
Didn't expect to find another American so far from home. You fighting the war?
I don't stay in one place for too long. Came from a town called Bloomington, Indiana.
You seem awful familiar. You sure we haven't met before?
Maybe in another life.
You don't seem like someone who'd put his faith in alchemy.
You have to believe in something. May as well be the thing that keeps you alive.
What's home like for you, Archer?
A village high atop a hill. There are cherry blossoms in the spring. I miss it dearly.
You're not bad with a bow, but don't you think it's a little old-fashioned?
Perhaps there is still a future for anachronisms.
Hey, Archer, what say you pass that flask around so we can all have a drink? This is thirsty work.
We drink when the job is done.
Doesn't seem to be any end to the monsters.
Let them come. I could always use the practice.
I can tell you and the soldier have some history together.
Indeed, and much of it unhappy.
Not sure how I feel about all this alchemy nonsense. Seems like hocus pocus to me.
I could leave you to die if you prefer.
You think this lord's good for the money? Castle looks like it's seen better days.
Finally, the soldier. No prizes for guessing who that is.
What drives a man to such madness?
You ask me, you pump something full of these chemicals, electricity, and whatnot. That's not a man, it's a monster.
The Reaper is a fearsome foe. He may still get the better of us.
I will get us home safe, as I always do.
A soldier, an alchemist, an archer, and an oddity. A motley group we have assembled here.
Just as it has always been, you attract strange companions.
It's time to finish this fight, old friend.
Let us hope we have the strength to see it through. If we survive the night, this should be our last battle.
No, I cannot rest until we have justice. Surely Dr. Junkenstein must be running out of his machines.
Now, as the battle progresses, the Reaper, Junkenstein's monster, Junkenstein himself, then the Witch, and all three previous allies battle you. There are some real fun interactions talking about the general progress of whichever character you're playing as.
Mighty blows were struck, and the Doctor's creations fell like leaves in the forest. The soldier was unrelenting, and his enemies fell before him. The alchemist's aim was unerring, her attacks exacting a heavy toll on the Doctor's creations. The gunslinger was unstoppable. With each pull of the trigger, another enemy fell, one after another. The archer's aim was peerless, his hand a blur as his arrows flew, filling the night sky with their whispered song.
There are also some customised like this, to which hero kills which monster too, or lands the killing blow.
The gunslinger's shot found its mark, and the Reaper was destroyed.
And some funny reactions when certain heroes kill certain monsters.
Sorry, Pumpkin.
Now, when you win, there's also a customised line depending on which of the monsters is the last to fall.
The Reaper fell. The enchanted pumpkin where his head ought to have been smashed against the flagstones. The night was quiet, and the castle was safe. And as the witch fell, her magic had no more power. Dr. Junkenstein's creations fell lifeless to the earth. And as morning dawned, the castle was safe. With one last laugh, Dr. Junkenstein fell from the balcony to the flagstones below. And as the last of his laughter echoed from the walls of the castle, the battle was over, and the castle had been saved. And the monster fell, just as his creator. Exhausted, battered, bruised, the four heroes entered the castle to receive their rewards.
And of course, there's this if you lose.
The heroes fought valiantly, but they could not stop Dr. Junkenstein and his creations. The castle fell, the defenders were slain, and Junkenstein had his revenge.
Finally, there's a couple of what I think are new Eichenwald interactions. As the Brawl uses that map, I assume these are just referring to them as a nice little hint. I've not actually heard these in game yet, have you?
I used to believe that witches lived in these woods. Ridiculous, isn't it?
I had the strangest dream about this place. There was a witch and a monster and... crazy, right?
Finally, outside of Halloween, as a little bonus for you guys who've stuck through to the end, here are some extra lines that I found in the patch. I think these are new. Do let me know if you heard them before. Firstly, Mercery's got a new what I think is a Valkyrie line.
I am the chooser of the slain.
She's also got Mercy as summoned.
Mercy as summoned.
Winston reflects on his museum mission performance.
Oh, I should have dropped a shield for those nice kids.
Hanzo doesn't want to lose his honour.
I have lost my home and my brother, but I will not lose my honor.
Soldier 76 thinks a scar adds a certain something.
Bones heal. Pain is temporary. Scars look good.
And May seems to have concerns about regulations.
I'm on fire! Isn't that against the regulations?
The end.
Cheers for tuning in to my Halloween Brawl interactions and Voicelines special. Let me know how you're enjoying the event, your favourite lines and interactions and skins of course in the comments below. If you like the vid, do check out my other Overwatch and Overwatch Hero lore, interactions and Voicelines vids, as well as loads more in the playlists. Cheers for tuning in, I've been Hammeh, take it easy.